Welcome back to the Aftermatch with Kirst Beav. Come for the rugby, stay for the Aftermatch. We're under strict orders to be our own podcast, Beav, to branch out, to be unique. But we've been called out.
By whom?
The people.
Oh.
Last week, we said who was the last All Black from Northland. No, it was not Ready Ranger.
No. Who?
The Naughty North has had Jack Goodhue. Don't forget, Northland's favourite son.
Okay.
Most recent favourite son.
Did he always stay blue when he went Crusaders?
Yes. He was always
He'd always
Northland.
go back.
He was Northland.
Okay, I'm going to check my...
Fact check.
Check my Almanac. And get back to you.
The Almanac.
Yes.
The Almanac we're talking. What does your Almanac say around this year's 2025 Rugby Championship? Beav, it's on.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as the Rugby Championship goes, I know we had the Tri-Nations when South Africa and Australia was strong and obviously the All Blacks were the All Blacks. But since it's been the Rugby Championship, a 4-team competition, I don't think we've had as an exciting Rugby Championship to look forward to. Argentina, obviously, semi-finalists at the last World Cup. South Africa were champions. All Blacks have beaten finalists. Australia have just gone from a whisker of pulling off the unthinkable against the Lions. So I hate to say it, there is no better competition in the world on field. Yep, the Six Nations is magnificent events, but on field you have got 3 of the top 4, and then you've got Australia who are scrapping to get back to where they used to be. So I think it's a magnificent thing to look forward to, this one. You
called earlier this year, All Blacks back to world number 1.
Yep.
On track. What about the Wallabies? Could they sneak into the top 4 by the end of the year?
Look,
top 4 in the world.
I'd have to do some more numbers, but top 4 might be a bit of a stretch. But I think if they can continue the form, they're going to leave this Rugby Championship with a few wins. And that's the thing about this Rugby Championship. Some wins away from home, 1 or 2 wins away from home, might just get you home as far as the title goes.
Well, the All Blacks didn't win the title last year. We lost 3 matches in the Rugby Championship, 2 in Africa against South Africa, and we lost in Wellington against Argentina, don't forget. So, knowing that and knowing the squad that's been selected, there's been a lot of injuries this year, a lot of players now filtering back in, but also some big guns still not available. Your Luke Jacobsons of the world, your Cam Roygaards, unavailable. How big is that? And after you've answered, give us your All Blacks number 1 team, because you've always said the team to play South Africa at Eden Park needs to be playing in these matches against Argentina. So you're going your number 1.
Yeah, Roygaard is a huge loss. I don't think there's any hiding from the fact that I've had that stress fracture foot, and it's a very annoying injury. It's just literally like you got a sharp stone.
Was it underneath?
Underneath your foot when you're pressing down, when you're walking and running. So you literally just can't run after a while. So that's an annoying one. It'll just be time and how much pain you can put up with as far as when
you get an injection to try and numb it, or you just can't?
Can't really. So it'd be an interesting one. Big loss. But moving forward, obviously Cortez will start straight away at 9. I thought about that one, whether they would maybe go Christie, but realistically, Cortez is their guy. He's been in there all along. He'll start. They'll obviously go Bodie outside him. Rico will be on a wing. Geordie will be at 12. I'd love to see Anton Leonard-Brown go again at 13. 80 Test All Black. You're going to need plenty of experience going up against. Well, plenty of experience, but going up against South Africa. And no disrespect to Argentina, but you want that midfield humming by the time Eden Park comes. You've got to realise when you're playing centre, and South Africa's going to be very confrontational, but there will be times when they go to the backs and they have got Ardenser, they have got Cheslin Colby, all floating around the back. They got Sasha who roams a lot. You need an experienced midfielder there.
You need a good defender.
Great defender and someone who's seen the pitches before, knows what to do, great communicator. And I just think when you looked at that French series, Leonard-Brown's biggest contribution and asset to that team to make it better than what it was will be from the defensive point of view. I think he is our best defender from what they've shown this year. Obviously, Rico's a great defender, but they've committed to Rico being a winger. So Leonard-Brown for me at 13. I'd go Sevu on the other wing with Rico, and obviously Will Jordan at 15. Up front, we're not sure quite how ready Tamaiti is. I think Tamaiti will be there come the Springboks. But if I'm going this week against Argentina, I go De Groot, Taylor Newell. I go Big Paddy
Yeah.
and Scott Barrett, Tupou Vai, Wallace Satiti, and of course Ardie Savea.
So that'll be pretty close to the team that they're going to pick. Now, on Wallace,
Yep.
you're happy to just slot
Yep.
Wallace straight back in considering
Yep.
limited game time in 2025.
Don't
Came
care.
back from injury, a third of the way through, and
Hit
then
the
got
ground
injured, got injured again
Yep.
at the back end of Super Rugby. Hasn't played for a fair few months now. Happy?
He's a superstar.
Yeah.
You saw, yes, the Chiefs used him sporadically when they brought him back, but he was ready to go. Like, he didn't miss a trick. His first game was here against the Force at the Mount, and he scored a ridiculous trial set up one. So like, he'll hit the ground running. Not a problem at all for me. But as far as the Rugby Championship goes, Kirst, like, there's so much to get excited about.
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
People are now screaming at us, screaming in the comments. I can just hear them and see them right
Who have
now.
I left out?
Who have you got on the bench, Beav?
Oh,
6-2 split or what?
no, refuse to.
Okay, so who's your 5-3?
Refuse to go. Well, again, it's a dream dependent around, is Tamati ready to go?
You're putting Tamati on if he is.
Of course.
Plus who?
Well, did Amur end up travelling?
No.
No, so Takiaho
Yes.
goes without saying. And then you don't need to carry a lock.
No. So you can have two loosies.
Two loose
so
forwards.
who's your two loosies? That's the interesting one on the bench.
Duplessis will be one, because that gives you the ability to say to Wallace, go hard for 50, Ardie go back, and then Sammy Penny for me. Just with the way that the All Blacks have been looking to try and play, I think him coming on, bit of punch in those wide channels. Obviously, Duplessis comes in and does a lot of his work around the ruck. Ardie's Ardie, but I just think bringing him, Sammy Penny on with 15, 20 to go, bang, roam in those wide channels, create some havoc in Argentina.
Halfback cover.
Yeah, I go Finlay. Yeah.
You've got to have the experience
Got to have
on
the
the
experience.
bench.
We don't really know what we're going to get from Argentina yet. We know that they're going to be good, but I just don't think that's a place to blood Kirst Beav 20 to go.
Plus, is that your two combination that you were talking about could be long-term coming off the bench option, your Damian and your Big Jim?
I'm going Damian for sure. And then as far as that extra back, I think it has to be Big Jim when you look at the balance of the rest of the squad. Obviously, Quinn's there. Quinn's very much a 12 and 12 only. I know he came on at 13 the other day for the All Blacks, but I can't see him putting him anywhere but 12. So Big Jim just covers more.
The other thing that people are screaming at right now, Leroy Carter.
Yes.
When does he get his opportunity, V? We know that he is now the fastest player in New Zealand rugby.
Yes.
Which may have surprised a few, but didn't surprise others that have seen him on the 7 circuit. And a lot of other people were saying Caleb Tangentau must have been close between those two, like top two speediest guys in New Zealand right now. When does a Leroy Carter get an opportunity? He's a player that none of these teams have seen.
No, that is true. Look, he will have to have one hell of a training week, I think, to force the hand. The fact is, realistically, wasn't named in the squad. Vera's injury cover, not going to play him this week. I can't see it. And then the second week, do they play him or do they already look towards Eden Park? And that's the thing. Because they got 2 weeks off before Eden Park, it might be very much a learning experience for Leroy at the moment.
He doesn't get game time.
I don't see how they squeeze him in.
Argentina.
Yep.
Where can they threaten the All Blacks? We saw them shock the All Blacks in Wellington last year. They've had a bit of success over the All Blacks in recent years. Aside from the World Cup semi-final, they've actually beaten us, 3 times? Christchurch, Sydney, and Wellington.
Never done it at home.
No.
The funny thing is with Argentina is just when you start tipping them or expect them to do it, they go and capitulate. I mean, there was a game there a couple of years ago where we actually were all nervous and the All Blacks went and put 50 on them in Mendoza, I think. So I think their greatest strength is probably their underdog status. They never
That's when they're the most dangerous.
And they are this week. I think they're massively underdogs because of what happened in their England series. After beating the Lions, they went away and lost to England B twice. So where they are is they're very well organised and they play a unique brand of footy. They play with that Latin flair, which is... It's funny, it's tough to describe, but when you look at where they broke up the Lions with offloads and second phase playing and being able to dent a little bit out of the box, but unconventional. They're going to have a forward pack that's going to be able to lay a platform, but they're just going to be robust with it. And so for the All Blacks, discipline's going to be crucial. Can't get into a street fight, can't get into getting it to be a narrow game because that's what the Argentinians will want to lure them into. But under Philippe Contampone, they got very, very astute, very clever how they go about their work, but they weren't great against England. And that will be a concern. I think it'll be a concern for the All Blacks too, because that means at the moment they're underdogs.
They're coming.
Yeah.
They rested a lot of because a lot of their players play in France.
Yep.
They played in that Lions match and then they rested them because they'd had such heavy workloads. Over the last, 6 months in the French series. Most of those players are now back.
Yeah.
So they've rolled back the big guns for this series. So they will be playing. But the All Blacks have some wonderful perks. I don't know if you've seen. It's pretty cool. They've been at the Boca Junior game, which is like the feeder team. Was that Maradona's club? I think he played for them. I know you know your soccer.
I know my soccer.
You know your soccer. Boca Juniors.
We'll say yes.
Someone's going to correct us. The club in Argentina.
It was definitely Messi's.
Was it Messi?
No idea.
Atmosphere, looking at the All Black social media pages, looks second to none. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It had those stands that go straight up, so you literally feel like you're on top of them.
Well, I was just thinking when you're talking about the grounds there, and it's something I don't know if you get to see it on TV, but a lot of the grounds there, when you play there, there's the fencing.
The caging.
Yes. Of the actual field.
And BA.
And there's also, I'd call it a moat. Almost.
Oh, so you can't get on the field.
So you can't get on the field. So
people managed to, though. Remember the Sam Cane incident a few years ago?
Yes. How do you scale a moat? That's the thing I want to know. Because there literally is a big ditch outside of the field.
How
and then
big are we
talking? Oh, I want to... Like, you're trying to keep the enemies out.
So what, like 7 foot deep?
So, yeah, definitely.
So you're going for a wee swim before you pop up.
There's sharks in there too, but I don't know about that. But I remember we were the first team to go up there when they brought the Jaguares into Super Rugby. And apart from, I think, lasers getting shined in at the goal kickers, another thing that will always stay with me is how we got there. So we were, as I said, we were the first team to ever go and play the Jaguares in Argentina. We were coming from round 1 in Port Elizabeth. If anyone knows their South African geography, it's not a major trunk line, Port Elizabeth. It's down the coast. So we had to get back to Joburg, then Joburg to somewhere in South America, and then we jumped on 2 pencil planes because our tight-ass manager was trying to save money. So I think we went in 3 lots of these, and there was no aircon, and you can imagine now the Chiefs sitting there one by one in these pencil planes for about 6 hours.
You would have been overloaded too.
Yeah, and then
with the weight of you.
But then we had to come down, and my Brazilian geography is not great, but we came down in the middle of this rainforest. It felt like a scene out of Narcos from Netflix. To refuel, to then get us to BA on these pencil planes. There's no aircon, so all the boys are sitting there with their shirts off. Have to put your shirt back on. We had to do customs in this Brazilian rainforest to then carry on to get to BA. All because Stewie, the great Chiefs manager, was trying to save $1 or $2 with airlines.
So that's how you get there, is it?
I don't think anyone else. I think we complain that much. No, I can assure you they wouldn't have travelled like that. I do believe it's part of the collective agreement that they've got to be up the front of a plane when they're travelling over the Brazilian rainforest. But yes, that was one hell of a trip for us to get there. I think there was talk of us almost not playing because it ended up being about a 42 hour.
Oh, so you threw your toys, all of you.
I didn't throw my toys, there might have been some toy throwing, and I think we were the sacrificial lamb for the rest of Super Rugby. No one else had to do that trip ever again.
So you were the first team to take on the Jaguares.
Yeah.
Great place to travel and play, though.
Yes.
I haven't been to Argentina. Would love to go. Perks of going to Argentina on tour, aside from going to these Boca Junior games, getting dropped in the... Yeah, well, we know that you love your cuisine.
Steaks.
We know that you love your Hellas sausages beef, but how do you go with the real deal, with the big, juicy tomahawk steaks?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'll take my pre-cooked sausages anywhere in the world, but when in Argentina, you do have to have a steak. The other thing about going to Argentina, and I've experienced when I've gone out there for a couple of coaching things, is you don't eat until midnight. And for someone who likes his meal on the table at 6 o'clock sharp, it's quite
in front of the news.
Yeah, in front of the news,
with
of course.
Slippers
on, fire burning. It takes a bit to hang in there to get to 12 o'clock.
How do you digest a 10 kg steak at midnight?
Well, but the night doesn't finish at midnight.
Oh,
so that's the thing with them.
Keeps you going.
They like to keep going. I remember we went there again on that Chiefs trip, and curfews were in vogue. Not something I agreed with, but they were pretty prevalent. And for one of our curfews there was like a 2:30 or 3 o'clocker. Well, Argentinians.
You'd only just had dinner.
They're just arriving. We're sitting in
Did
a
you
night.
tell Renz this?
Well, I had to the next morning. I said, we're going to have to sort this curfew situation out, Renz, because as we were leaving the nightclub, which had no one in there, the rest of the crowds were coming in.
So we'll go out at midnight and then we can extend the curfew.
Yeah, can we extend that next week, Renz?
Seems like a wonderful place to go on tour.
Brilliant.
A wonderful place to go on tour. The other match coming up.
Yes.
Australia, South Africa. We can't ignore it.
Nah.
I'm not sure
Don't want to ignore it.
I'm not sure how Australia get to Ellis Park. There won't be any drops into the African safari park on the way over.
There's quite a reliable flight from either Sydney or Perth straight into Joburg. Joburg Airport's called.
How competitive are Australia going to be without a first five? Coming up against the world champs.
It's going to be a step up from what they've been playing.
We know that Liner got injured.
Yeah. Donaldson, I think they'll go with. But it wouldn't surprise me if they go O'Connor.
He's there.
He's there.
He's only there for a couple of matches, but he's there.
I like where Australia got to, but my word, the Springboks are waiting. The Springboks haven't really played, if I remember rightly. They haven't really played anyone. They've been
Italy.
Was there a Georgia?
Georgia,
Yeah. So they've been mixing and matching, but this is the one they've been waiting for. Joburg, Ellis Park. I mean, the Springboks, it's their spiritual home. There's so many great stadiums there, but Ellis Park is where Springboks go to work. So, geez, I find it intriguing, this one. How far have the Wallabies come? This is the true test. Like, the Lions was nice. We loved it. We saw a lot of improvement and we loved the spectacle, but this will be the test because the Springboks, when you think about the forward pack that's waiting for them, and you think about what was holding the line of a Wallabies back in the Lions series, you think about the pressure that's going to come on whoever's at 10. It is going to be spicy. I like what the show's done though. They've put in a couple more guys who I think they realise you can't just have a pack of good rugby players. You need a little bit of nasty, you need a little bit of confrontation, and that's what they've gone with. They saw the benefits of having Skelton out there to Paul. I think they've got the Reds lock, who I was surprised. Salakai Lotu, who's got into the Lions himself in one of the tour matches and has been a regular, but wasn't there for the Lions series. So I think Joe might have learnt that they might need a bit of feist. Also, good. Nick White's retiring.
Shortest retirement in history. Come on.
Yeah, but if I'm Australia and the Wallabies, I do that for Nick every week if he's going to give me a performance that he did at the end of the week. Like, he can't be retiring. There was an attitude there that the rest of them got in behind. You need a couple of those. And, yes, it's funny that it's from the little halfback, but he got in their face.
I'll tell you who got in his face after the match. Angus Gardner. They presented Nick White with a retirement present, a referee's jersey from the Lions series because he's the best ref on field. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. That's wonderful from Angus.
Great chat from Angus and the refs.
I tell you what, wouldn't it be nice if Angus was refereeing that series? Good referee, Angus.
Who was the best ref on field for you? I vaguely remember you mentioning Conrad Smith being very, very chirpy, which is quite funny because now he's in the middle.
Toy fryer. Very big toy fryer at game. It's in-house games, like your conditioning games and training. So he tried to referee. But the refereeing influences, using the very modern word, but are the sevens.
Yes.
Like, and from my day, you look at, obviously, McCaw.
But they're not annoying like the halfbacks.
They're annoying when you're playing them and they're getting away with murder because of who they are. Like when you think McCaw, George Smith. Influence. I remember playing in Japan and I played with George Smith. And because of who he was getting turnover penalties. He was off his feet, lying on the ground next to people and holding the ball. And the ref would go, oh, yes, George got his hands on the ball. And then he would be getting penalties. I then played a year with Michael Leach and saw the exact same thing. The influence of a very good loose forward is huge when it comes to referees.
So you're saying that Richie McCaw got away with murder?
Oh, look, Oh, no, not when he was playing for the All Blacks.
only afterwards.
No.
He retired after.
Oh, when he was
So it
wearing...
was,
when
the
his-
red and black.
yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, when that jersey had a little bit less black and more red in it, then I think he got away with it.
He got away with a few,
But
did
not
he?
for the All Blacks. He was always legal.
On the Boks Wallaby series, because
Yep.
this is going to be like blockbuster as well.
Yep.
Sasha
Yes.
Fineberg Nomazulu. I mean, this kid last year came of age.
Yeah.
How does he go in 2025? How excited are you to see him back out there again international rugby? Because we've seen him carve up playing in the URC.
URC. But the thing about Sasha is, does he take the Springbok game, and does Rusty allow him to take the Springbok game away from where they've possibly been to win those back-to-back World Cups? Does he take them to a place where I've got this big dominant forward pack, but I've also got these amazing outside backs, and I'm going to get them more involved? That's going to be the interesting thing. And
Rusty or Tony Brown?
well, both. Obviously, Tony Brown's there as the attack coach. He's obviously got to work under his boss. So if his boss says we're doing this, we're doing this. But Rusty, I'm sure, trusts Brownie to have a little bit more, flair to the Springbok games. The interesting thing too, Ellis Park and the Wallabies. The Springboks always traditionally play with more freedom as far as giving the ball more air for whatever reason against the Wallabies. They do give the ball more air, and they also, and this is the interesting thing, when you're at altitude, which Ellis Park is, you think you're just going to kick and get territory and all the rest of it because one kick gets you down there. But watch South Africa play at altitude, and we learned it over the years. You got to keep the ball in hand at altitude because for the very reason I just talked about, one kick does get you down there, but that's the same from them. One kick gets you down there. So when you get the ball, yes, you want to actually keep it more. And the Springboks, when you watch them in Pretoria, when you watch them in Joburg, will traditionally play more footy. And they're, of course, they know altitude better than anyone because they're brought up with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing, coupled with the fact they're at altitude, Sasha, Wallabies, I reckon the Springboks, they're going to play with some freedom.
Interesting. On Sasha and the tens, the international tens around the world, the All Blacks come next year will have 3 world-class first fives to pick from. Yes, Richie Monga. Razor's got his man. For 2.5 years, Razor has been trying to bend every rule in the rule book and try and get Richie Monga home or playing for the All Blacks from Japan.
Yes.
Hasn't happened, but his contract will finish, his 3-year deal, at the end or mid next year. So he'll be back from October, available for the All Blacks for 18 months until the Rugby World Cup. So the All Blacks now, they've signed Damian until the next World Cup.
Yep.
Bodie and Richie.
Blessed.
The luxury
Yep.
to have 3 world-class tens on their books to take them through to the World Cup. How does Razor manage this? I mean, we all know what each of them produce on the field. We see the sparkly, magical stuff.
Yep.
But can you break it down for us? What does Richie bring to the All Black environment? Because all of their games are slightly different, aren't they?
They are slightly different. I think if you're in comparison with the 3 of them, Richie brings the game management. Richie brings the game management more so probably than the other 2. He's very much in tune with Razor, so he'll be an extension of game plan and what have you. And his kicking game, and I guess just his tactical nous. That's Richie's real strong point. Yes, he's a brilliant runner. You can't ignore him. He's got great feet he's got great speed. He's probably hasn't got the speed of a Damian, but he's got the great feet to get through holes. He's a threat with the ball. But for me, over and above everything else that Richie brings, it's his game management. It really is. He can control games like few others can really around the world. I mean, just on Richie, I think it's great that it's worked out this way. Yes, you talked about Razor going 2.5 years trying to get him back from Japan, but it's worked out great that he's not been done that. We've stuck true to the fact that come back to get the jersey, and great that he's come back because he is going to add so much to that All Black environment.
If Razor got him back early, we wouldn't have the other 2,
No.
would we? Through to
No.
we wouldn't have all 3 of them if
No.
Razor had have got his way.
And-
Let's be honest, one of them
And it
would have gone
and
overseas.
it would have been disappointing, I think, if we had got him back because the All Black jersey has still got to sit at a pride and place, and you've got to make sacrifices to be there. And now he is sacrificing because he's coming back.
And he's got to find his way back into the All Blacks.
Oh, look, I don't think it'll be a problem.
When I say fight his way back in, I don't mean into the squad.
Yeah.
I mean he's got to fight his way
to
back
the
to the starting jersey.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say it.
Because Beaudy and Damian have got a year
Exactly.
now. And couple that with the fact that when he comes back, it's a year out from the World Cup. So he's got to get back embedded in that, not just into the All Blacks, but into big-time rugby again. Because respectfully, Japan... See, if you say respectfully, you can say something a little bit, on the nose.
Like that Richie was cheating when he played for Canterbury and the Crusaders.
Never for the All Blacks. But respectfully, the Japan top league is going to be a massive shift for him to go from that to leading the All Blacks again. Of course he will, because he's an unbelievable player. But it will take some adjusting. So those boys have an opportunity to cement their time. The interesting thing when I was thinking about this morning is Razor going to fall into the trap of every other World Cup coach in the last 2
trying to fit
cycles
them all in.
is fitting them all in.
Yeah, I know. Do all three of them make 23? And does that mean Will Jordan then becomes a winger again?
And two of them,
so two start
15,
and one's on the bench. It's so obvious what's going to happen, isn't it?
It's almost been
all
signposted.
three of them are going to be in a World Cup 23.
Yeah.
So Will's back to the wing.
I'd be staggered.
You'd be shocked if all three didn't, because they're three great players, and you want to get your best players. Who could you leave out?
No, exactly.
You couldn't only put two in and leave one out of the 23. You want all three, don't you?
Yeah, and the versatility helps you with that. So
well, two of them can play
15.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Richie's your 10 because the other two can play 15 and then one becomes the bench player.
It's 2019, 2023 all over again.
So we've already predicted it. We've talked about Richie and where he stands out. Tactical nous.
Yep.
What's Damian's greatest strength to the All Blacks?
Oh, I think it's clear and obvious. It's his attacking threat. It's his speed. It's his brilliance with the ball in hand. He doesn't quite have the same game management as a Richie or even a Beaudy, but it is his out-and-out brilliance, attacking threat, speed of hand, wonderful speed of hand. And by that I mean the quickness that he can pass. And that you might think, it should be stock standard, but it's not. There's a difference. You compare him elsewhere. His hand speed is incredible. Obviously, good tactical kicking, but where he probably sits above all two of those other great 10s that we have, and I'll probably be proven wrong. So you're going to attack me in the comments. I would say goal kicking.
You think he's got the best goal kicking percentage and pressure goal kicking out
He's
of the
an
three of them,
outstanding pressure goal
which
kicker.
is so important.
It is.
Beaudy,
Yes.
what sets him apart? Experience aside, you've got to really commend where his game management's come to in the last sort of 12 months, getting regular time there with the Blues. Like, it seems funny for a guy who's played 100-odd tests for the All Blacks to say that I think playing regularly at 10's really helped him again. He had a good crack at the 10 jersey when fit and available at the Blues, made a massive difference there. And you just saw the way he handled the French series from 10. The other thing that Beaudy has, which I think over the other two, is his imagination. And before you laugh and fall off the chair at what I mean by that, I'm not talking about his story writing at school or anything like that. I'm sure it was outstanding. But his imagination, if he sees things, he does it. Like you think about some of those kicks. Do all three of them not do that?
No, I reckon Beaudy does it more than the others because I think he is so confident with his career and where he's been and what he's done.
It always comes off for him, though.
Exactly.
He's like Hardy.
Exactly.
If he sees something, he does it. It comes off.
And some things I mean by that, of course, he's going to have a crack and run himself sometimes, but his imagination around his kicking game, if he sees a cross kick, like he tried doing a cross kick from his own 22 in Dunedin, I think it was, which didn't come off. But then a week later in Hamilton, he does a couple of kicks that he gets on the end of and turns momentum in that test match. I just think it's his imagination and his ability to just see things, do things, and create.
It's a great explainer, but now all I'm thinking about is
his story writing.
his
at Francis
storytelling.
Douglas.
His storytelling.
What he got in School C, handwriting.
That's exactly his imagination. Time now for our Black Magic moment of the week. We'll be able to go back to our Black Magic MVP next week after the All Blacks play Argentina. But for now, our Black Magic moment of the week, it's when we get you to cast your votes. I'm going to say, last week we gave you 2 of the most recent iconic moments in our black jersey, the Black Ferns line-out steal and Sam Whitelock's turnover against Ireland in the quarterfinals. I reckon the girls won. There were so many votes. And do you know what it came down to? It came down to the fact that the girls, that was the moment to win the World Cup. Sam Whitelock's moment was incredible and it was so iconic and we'll never forget it, but that was only to win a quarterfinal. The girls was the moment. That was a win or a lose, a World Cup in that moment with those fingertips. The girls got that.
I tell you what, the euphoria.
Close.
The euphoria in Paris that night felt like we'd won the World Cup. Felt like I'd won the World Cup that night. Yeah. It was a wonderful night.
It was a wonderful night. So, the girls.
Yep.
But we've got another
Fair
2
enough.
moments. Another 2 Black Magic moments. 3, actually.
3.
3. So this time around, we're making you vote on your moment from the July series. We've picked 3 scintillating tries for you.
Yes.
And we want you to vote what was the best one. So you tell us, and we've got a Black Magic prize pack to give away.
From our great mates at Black Magic Tackle, of course, jump over to their website, blackmagictackle.com, for all your fishing needs. Yes, the 3 All Black moments from the French series we want you to vote on. Of course, the Tupou Va'e try.
Talk us through it.
Well,
that was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It was offloading. It was forwards and wide channels. But for me, why I love this try is I think it indicates where Razor's taken the team and where he wants to take the team. Compared to last year, there is so much more adventure, so much more speed to their attack, that I thought that was just a beautiful, not only a great try, but a snapshot of what us All Black fans have hopefully got to look forward to. The second
That's my
try,
moment.
That's yours?
That's mine.
You're voting that. The second one, same game. Cam Roigard.
The sneaky.
I'm still trying to find Leo Willie.
That was the great
he's
acting.
over there.
That was Leo Willie off the back of the scrum with the Oscar award.
I'm sure he's still got the ball. So the great trick shot that was designed obviously by the All Blacks up front, forwards coaches, and it had such a great flow-on effect because all of a sudden France were wary of that sort of shot that the rolling maul, I think Ness got them another 2 or 3 tries that night alone. So wonderful try there by Roigard.
So that's your vote.
Yeah, I think it is. But the third one, the third for our Black Magic comp this week is, of course, the great Will Jordan. And the kick from Cortez, obviously called for by the boys. They've spotted the grass that was in behind, which strangely the French had no one in the backfield all night. They had one guy roaming the 65 metres or however wide the great FMG Waikato Stadium is, and there was so much daylight, but it took the vision of the players around and then Cortez to put on the spot to create another special moment in front of the green zone for Will Jordan.
Well, Jordan, you're making me maybe change my mind. Anyway, you can cast your vote. You can cast your vote. Tupou, Roigard, or Will Jordan. What was your Black Magic moment from the July series? Make sure you comment. You can comment on Instagram, on TikTok, or here on YouTube to enter our competition, our giveaway as well. And we will announce the winner on our page. Fantasy. Fantasy is back.
Yes.
Rugby Championship Fantasy. We had it during Super Rugby, but we have decided to put together an aftermatch team. So you can see every week which team we're picking. It's running exactly the same. $100 million to spend. Each player has $1 value. This time around, when you pick your 15, you have to have at least 3 players from each nation. 3 players from Argentina, 3 from Australia, 3 from South Africa, 3 from New Zealand. No more than 6 from one team. And a budget of $100 million. So we've done it.
Yes.
Should I read you our aftermatch team for round 1 of the Rugby Championship? But I will just note, if any players do not get picked in the coming days for their team, we will tinker, because obviously we're not going to have some of those players that you had for the entire 18 rounds of Super Rugby just sitting there not earning any points.
I think the Rugby Championship fantasy will suit me better. I'm a sprinter.
Short and sharp.
Yeah, I'm a sprinter.
Short and sharp. I think you gave up after round 2 of Super Rugby.
Once Damian had a couple of weeks off and he was my triple points captain, I spat the dummy on that.
Everyone triple points, Damian. Okay, up front we've got Sclavi, from Argentina, and Benambi from South Africa, to Mighty Williams. That's our front row.
Yes.
Etzebeth and Guido Petty.
Yes.
Combo in there.
Petty's prone to a yellow card. I'm a bit worried about that selection.
They get minus points
for
a card. Pablo Matera, Harry Wilson and Adi Savia and the loose.
Gee, I shouldn't have mentioned yellow cards because Pablo doesn't mind one either.
We probably should have added Wallace Atiti in there. He'd be a big point scorer. Round 2. We can always tinker for round 2. Tate McDermott will be our halfback. Sasha Fineberg Normazulu is our 10 and captain. So double points for captain.
Yeah.
Happy with that selection?
I'm rolling the dice on the Boks this week.
Come on. Don't be the one that the Wallabies win in a real low-scoring game. Joseph Soilei and Jesse Creel in the midfield.
Yes.
Blockbuster.
They're actually going to be marking each other. Probably didn't think that one through either.
Rico Ioane to roll back the clock and score a couple.
Yep.
Kurtley Aronsa.
Yep.
Barnstorming and Will Jordan. To get closer and closer to Doug Howlett's record. But not before Bodie gets there first.
He'll get the 51st. Of course, Rico averages 2.5 tries a game in Argentina.
Give us 3.
Yeah, that's a stat for you. May or may not be true, but...
That's 40. Yeah. We should have double captained him.
Yeah, well, we might go back to that.
Okay, that is the Aftermatch. You can follow us on the Rugby Championship Fantasy page if you want to play along as well. Let's do our predictions.
Yes, go
on.
Our
predictions for the coming weekend. We've picked a couple of games in the NPC. I'll run through who's actually playing, but we've only picked a couple. We've got Southland Manawatu on Friday. Bop, Canterbury. Bop unbeaten. How good are they? So are Canterbury. Northland, Tasman. Auckland, Taranaki, Hawke's Bay Harbour on Saturday. Sunday, Wellington, Otago and Waikato County. So our 2 games for predictions. Bop, Canterbury. Bop. 2 p.m. at the Domain. Saw enough.
Saw enough from Counties yesterday against the Bop to say Canterbury.
Oh, Bop in 2 games have been exceptional. Auckland, Taranaki. Poor Batesy. 0-3 for them for me. It'll be Neil Barnes
Where's
in the
this game being played?
Auckland. Good on you.
Batesy.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, young Cashmore quite impressive yesterday.
Yeah.
Young halfback too. Came off New Zealand secondary schools. Young fella.
Sinton.
He looks sharp.
Charlie Sinton.
Yeah.
Internationals.
Go on.
We'll start with the Pacific. Tonga, Samoa. Are we going 1 to 12, 13
Where's
plus
this
for the
being played?
internationals?
Up here or?
No, Tonga.
Tonga.
In Tonga.
Yes, Tonga for me.
Are we going 1 to 12 or 13 plus?
1 to 12.
1 to 12, Tonga.
Actually, no, 13 plus Tonga.
You've seen Samoa.
Yeah, I just remembered a few things.
You've seen Samoa from Scotland.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going Tonga 1 to 12. Australia, South Africa at Ellis Park. I'm going South Africa 13 plus.
Well, I want a great game.
I'll
go 1 to 12 Boks.
What? You're just talking about the Wallabies. They could.
They could.
But the Boks will be waiting. Yeah. New Zealand, Argentina from Cordoba.
I'll be there.
You will be there.
Yep.
Hopefully not still in the jungle.
No.
On your layover. Customs check.
Anyone knows where Lima is? Apparently I'm pulling in there at some point.
Dropped in the jungle.
Look, I'm going to go All Blacks. 13 plus.
All Blacks 13 plus for me too.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be sensational.
And we'll probably drop a couple of bonuses this week.
We will. That's why you've got to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Aftermatch so you know exactly when you're getting extra episodes.
I'm going to be doing street talk on the streets of Cordova.
Oh, we're sending you out with a microphone.
Yeah, we'll do it live from the streets.
Can you take a microphone and we do a live from your midnight dinner?
Yeah,
no curfew? Yeah. No curfew this time, unless it's self-imposed.
Well, I'm with Liam Messam, so he likes to put curfews on me. He has done since I was about 18.
Will you be pushing the curfew out a bit, or are you sticking with the 2:30?
I'll have to talk to him.
Okay, look forward to it. Look forward to hearing from you. Make sure you like and subscribe on the Aftermatch, and Beav will be back in a few days' time.
You can't wait. Go the All Blacks.